Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Advancement Center and to the world of magic and miracles. You are welcome wherever you happen to be on this planet we call Earth. Just the mere fact that I can speak to you electronically in this moment or sometime later, wherever you are, must be a miracle and definitely magic. Time and space are no longer factors that can separate us. Mm-mm. The Advancement Center is dedicated to bringing peace and harmony to humanity, taking into account all its variations, beliefs, language, customs, politics, and practices. And most of all, ushering in the new world of magic and miracles. We transmit across the land 6 times a week. Our team here on Earth meets you wherever you are and shares their heart's experience. Robert literally takes you to the outer reaches of the universe, where you go beyond the limits and return refreshed, renewed, and with a fresh feeling of life. In other words, Robert takes us beyond our imposed limits. That's freedom. One day this past week, I wrote a few words and read them to Robert. He listened and gave me a thumbs up. And here it is. Can you imagine living with no limits? Where have limits come from? Fear? Control? A bad memory? Gossip? Caution? And precaution? And old wives' tales repeated over and over and over again. Can you even imagine living beyond limits of gravity, time, and space? History, possibility, and expectation, and most of all, thought. You are being. We recognize you. And perhaps for the first time in your life so far, are beyond it all and discovering who you really are. That was fun writing that. But it was even more fun getting a 2 thumbs up from Robert. Now, on Tuesdays, we have a very, very exciting and full week every week. We wake up in the morning and we say, okay, what's today? What magic is going to be delivered? And how many miracles will people report So on Tuesdays, Genya reveals as much through her experiences, so much through her experiences, and conversations with people and connections with nature. And she meets people on a daily basis. And these connections are all magical. And we just love hearing all about them. And that brings us to Friday, because Robert is Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. But on Friday, David maintains a momentum of discovery that thrills us each week. His writings will definitely create a set of volumes in the future. I've always seen this. They have a majesty about them. And you read them and you feel yourself growing. I take great pleasure in voicing his words. And here is a portion of his writing that he delivered remotely, by the way, on the other side of the country in Florida. And here it is. We will begin to realize the bigger picture and the truth of how we are so much more alike than we are different. The alikeness has to do with who we are and not what we do and how we do it. What is more important is the things behind those unique traits that we individually display. In human terms, we all have the same blood, and yet we have these different features that make us have so-called different races. There is beauty in the difference, but there is perfection in the commonality. So it is with your spirit. We each have different gifts that we display, but more importantly is that we are all part of the one whole. So within the foundation, there is no difference. In our quest to discover the truth, we follow our own unique journey and path to arrive at this great knowing, and the time it takes to arrive is as unique as the billions of people who live on this planet. We don't even have an expectation of how it will all happen. All we have is a knowing. And in that knowing, the magic is delivered. And now, may you always know these truths that are common to us all. You are a part of the one source. You are magic. You are loved more than you could ever know. You are that love. And you are never alone. and the magic is delivered. Just reading those words are so powerful. Now, this week, David's piece was called The Magic is Delivered. Well, this week, magic was delivered to our house by the postman. It was a gift from Vidi Jones, who happens to be David's mother. And this gift is one that we will cherish. And I share it with you because I know you're going to want a copy as well. The title of it is Starlight. And it's Vidi's message to humanity. And the pictures are magnificent. And the words are so simple and so clear. And of course, the last page says it all. Live in your freedom, because you have all the stars and the heavens. And on another page, she said, and remember, you are not alone. You have never been alone. And all the stars lights up your path and guides you home. It is amazing. And I know that children should go to bed with this having been read to them. I would have loved it. I would have loved reading it to my children. But now my grandchildren may have children of their own. We'll see. But thank you, Vidi. It's a beautiful book. Now it's that time where I read from my journal. I discover so much when I write, because even though there have been ideas and thoughts that come in and out during the day, nothing lands until I put pen to paper. And then I read it and I go, wow, okay. So here's what I wrote this morning at 7 o'clock. And the most wonderful thing about a journal is that it takes it out of occupying your head with thoughts and mind activity. It just puts it all to bed on the paper, and there it is until you share it or you don't share it. At any rate, here it is. The date is 8/28/22, and numerologically that adds up to a 6. And 6 stands for harmony. Dearest Simeon, so much given to us over the years, too much for the mind to calculate and remember, but somewhere in our awareness is all of the magic and miracles we have experienced and forgotten, or just relegated it to the room of memories which could fill an office building. Miracles only appear in books, special effects in the movies or as we slept in our dreams. Outside of that, it was considered crazy and out of one's senses. The five senses, of course. Magic and miracles has become necessarily beyond belief. What have we been led to believe? The operative word is led. Who led us? For what purpose? To control by distraction? To mislead for selfish benefit? In the guise of protection? Needless procedures? And found in everyday politics. Perhaps we all at some time are programmed to believe. Perhaps there is a beginning of a belief that is never questioned, just lived and died with. When it is exposed, it can be devastating at the waste of it all, or can be the greatest freedom of a lifetime. Belief is a limit. I just read about limits. Or a governor, as in the car's accessory, and not my own writing. I can't read. Oh, and getting in the way of its operation. It governs the speed of a car. Govern the people via rules and regulations. Issue edicts of limitation. The world of magic and miracles is beyond all the already mentioned. Would love to hear your words as I prepare for my broadcast in a few hours. And the magic of this journal is that I address all writing to dearest Simeon. And the miracle is he answers. And here is his answer today. Dearest Barbara, you have been everywhere. Your life thus far has revealed life in all its forms, from the five senses to the extravagance of fantasy way beyond the senses, and everywhere in between. The answer to your question posed almost 50 years ago when you were a therapist in a psychiatric hospital. Why am I here? That experience prepared you, expanded your vision, allowed you to be your loving self in so many different ways, and develop an appreciation of all life. You discovered the power of your love. When Michael, a teenager, no longer had to act crazy to keep people away, and he put his hands down by his sides and smiled at you. Just share your rich experiences that you are living from the future, and love as you have never loved before. Love, Simeon. And then there's a postscript. He said, "You have experienced a miracle. It's time to tell about it." And so I'll take this time to share something that happened many years ago, but time has nothing to do with this. Let me set the scene. I guess it's about 2010. And Robert and I are holding a retreat in Pennsylvania at a place called Earthgate. And there were many plans and things to get set up. And we were staying upstairs in their home. And all I remember is we were having to shuffle books. And there was a big carton of books. They were holding The Magic of Life, by the way. And I attempted to take the carton down these wooden stairs. I mean, in hindsight, we're perfect, but I was in my socks. And I slid down that staircase on my back. Robert was there before I even could open my eyes. And he demanded of me. He said, "Say wrong program, wrong program." And he insisted. So I said, "Wrong program." And he insisted, "Wrong program." They helped me up, and I sat on the couch, and he instructed someone to put their hand on my back. That's all. That was the whole scene. Until later, I was told that I had broken my back. And it was the wrong program, that I had to yell to myself, and my back was not broken. That incident has been forgotten for years. And here we are speaking about the power and the beauty and the magic of this form. But the spirit that guides the form is with us at all times. So that's my story. Don't ever doubt the power of you, and never allow anything less for yourself. And if something happens, wrong program. Thank you for listening. Life is magic. Life is a miracle. And you deserve the best. You deserve a perfect life, perfect health, and a very magical future. With all my love, I thank you for being here. I'm Barbara.